Hello all. So this is a video and it's gonna be actually in two portions because if I make it in one portion, it's gonna be super long. Happy Memorial Day. Um, and I hope people had a good day. I didn't do very much today. But anyway, so we are going to get to the topics at hand. Because of my hand, I that was funny. I made a pun without even realizing it. Because of my hand, I still haven't been able to go to work. Um, so I've literally been just kind of chilling and watching Netflix and a bunch of different movies and shit. And so I thought I'd give you guys some synopsises and if that's a word, um, and different things about movies that I've been watching, which is why I wanted to say this is gonna be in two parts. Um, Part one is just going to be about my favorite person. Well, not my favorite person. One of my favorite people of all time, and that would be Viggo Mortensen. He is amazing. And I meant to get up earlier this morning to rewatch the Lord of the Rings trilogy because of how awesome he is. In it, he plays the character Aragorn. If you've never seen the movies The Lord of the Rings, and if you haven't, shame on you. You should watch them. They are amazing. There's just so much crazy awesomeness that goes on in it. Watch it and make sure you watch the extended editions because it's not anything if you don't watch the extended editions. And today I got through The Fellowship, which is the first movie. So I was happy I was able to get through the first movie. But I also watched some of his other movies, which I hadn't watched before. I had watched one one other movie of his, and it's called Hidalgo. And that is based off of a true story of a man named Frank T. Hopkins, who was like a long distance rider, horse rider, um, and he won a lot of races and everything. And then he's basically like asked like, "Hey, do you want to be in like this super long distance race?" And it's like one of the longest races ever. And it's in the early 1900s, and it's set like um it's set in the like Arabian desert. So it's like crazy insane conditions and everything. But what the really sad part is, it's like all of the other horses is like thoroughbreds and amazing. And then he's got this Mustang named Hidalgo. And during that time, like Mustangs were just considered poor and like just like terrible. Like they're not considered good horses. And so they were just kind of like they're almost like the chopped liver of horses. Um, and he, but to him, Hidalgo is like one of the most amazing horses ever, and he's won so many races on the horse. And I mean, Viggo Mortensen is really great with horses, and he he obviously like bonded really well with this horse and everything, and he um the character at the end, I mean, I don't really want to spoil it, but like he ends up like winning the race and everything. And it's like a long distance race. It's like 3,000 miles or something across like the desert. And it's insane. All the shit that goes on in that movie. You know, how much of it's totally true, I'm not sure. But it's a good movie if you're looking for something that's just kind of action packed and like fun to watch. And like it's kind of heartwarming, and I love him, and I think he's really great in it. And Viggo Mortensen is known for his just like genuine acts of kindness and stuff. And after the movie was finished, he ended up buying the horse that he had used during this during the actual production, which he is known to be doing, which I will move on to next. Um, so we're gonna move on to part two of Viggo Mortensen being amazing. Viggo Mortensen was not the first person to be set as Aragorn in Lord of the Rings. Viggo Mortensen was like one of the last candidates for Aragorn. I learned very recently that Nicolas Cage was actually asked before Viggo Mortensen to play Aragorn. Can you imagine Nicolas Cage playing Aragorn? Absolutely not. So, here's how it went. Aragorn's character is technically supposed to be an 87-year-old man, but with a bloodline that is descendants that make them look younger than their actual age. However, Peter Jackson, if you don't know who Peter Jackson is, shame on you. Peter Jackson is the director of all of the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit franchise. He at first cast an actor who was on the young side for playing Aragorn. And then about like 3 days before actually starting the shoot, he's like, yeah, I think we need to change it up. We're going to need to change who we're going to be playing Aragorn. And so they decided to figure out, like, okay, who are we going to decide to pick? Who are we going to decide to pick? And Viggo Mortensen originally turned down the offer because he's like, I want to stay with my family. I want to stay with my son and everything. Family matters. Now, his son is our saving grace here. His son is like, dude, Lord of the Rings is the best thing to ever come out of everything. And he convinced his dad to play the role of Aragorn in The Lord of the Rings. Thank God for his son. I don't know what I would have done without him. So, we get our lovely Aragorn. And there's so much backstory to The Lord of the Rings that I could go into. But main thing is, we should just go into the part of how badass he is. He is badass to the point where he wasn't given as much time to learn sword fighting and like fight scene training as all the other cast members and things like that. Yet he spent so much time with the stunt crew and everything that he and the swordsmen that he was actually allowed to use a steel sword. All other cast members were either using aluminum or rubber blades, but he was so good that he was able to allow to use a steel blade. That's fucking fantastic. One time in the film, a stuntman accidentally threw a knife at his face when it was supposed to go past his face. Okay, so he threw it at his face instead of whizzing past his ear, and Viggo Mortensen just went whoosh and knocked the knife outside of his face so that it wouldn't hit him. It's just like, okay, Viggo, be a boss, because Viggo's a boss. Vigo's awesome, super nice to all the cast members and everything, super awesome to the crew and everything. Um, Another thing that I wanted to say was Vigo was uh oh yeah, Vigo one time he like broke his tooth doing like a stunt or something, and he's like, "Yeah, give me some super glue. Just come on, give me some super glue or something shit." And I'll just I'll just put it on my tooth. It was like his front tooth, and Peter Jackson was just like, "No, no, 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 no. We gotta go and go to take you to the emergency, dentist, dude, and we're gonna get you like a new front tooth so that you actually have like real teeth, dude." And so he went like in his full fucking ranger costume with like a steel sword next to him. And they put him in the chair. And then he went back to scene filming because he's amazing. Also, he broke his toe when he was filming. He kicked like some sort of helmet or something on the ground, and then he just broke his toe, and he just continued on filming, and he was like, ah! It was great. Well, not for him. And he had like scars on his not scars, but like bruises on his hands and everything from all the stuff. But oh my god, it was so crazy. Um, on a different note about how amazing Viggo Mortensen is and how much I love him, is truthfully he's very, I mean, now he has gray hair, but he was very handsome, and he is still pretty handsome, I will say. Um for a man who's too old for me, at least. Anyway, and Viggo Mortensen also is one of those people who's just super kind to everybody. He bought, when after Lord of the Rings was finished filming, he bought both of the stunt horses that he had been using because he had been so close to them. Because he also had like a not a ranch, but like a stable in New Zealand where he had like a vet and everything and all those people to take care of them. And then he noticed, there's a character and her name is Arwen, and she is an elf, and he noticed how much the character Arwen, the stunt double for Arwen, how much she loved the horse that she had been riding, because the true character Arwen is played by Liv Tyler, but Liv Tyler's actually really afraid of horses. So Arwen's stunt double was like usually on the horse a lot, or would be working with the horse a lot. And so Arwen's stunt double pretty much fell in love with this horse. Well, obviously stunt doubles don't have that kind of money to pay for horses when they go up for auction. So Viggo Mortensen, guess what he did? He bought her the horse. Yeah. Viggo Mortensen bought some stunt woman a horse. Yeah, that's pretty boss. So he bought her the horse, and then they stabled that horse with the other two horses at the same ranch. And to make things even cuter, the man who ran the stables and everything ended up marrying Arwen's stunt double. How amazing is that? So they run like the like Viggo Mortensen's ranch together, and it's just like, this is fucking fantastic. Like how cute is this? This is adorable. Like, he just brought them all together. Like, how is this possible? But it's amazing. I love you. There's more I'm sure I could probably say, but I shouldn't because I'm already going into like 15 minutes of this, and I still have more. Then the last film that I had just watched for the first time is Captain Fantastic, and that is a completely out of this world movie. basically about how he is raising a bunch of his kids basically in the wild. And they go to see their mom's funeral because even though they're not really allowed there, um, because they feel like it's the right thing to do and everything. And it just kind of goes through that and just how that just works out. And I don't want to spoil too much, but there's this one scene in this, and if you end up watching the movie, I think you'll know which scene I'm talking about. And it's like there's acting and then there's dedication to acting. And the scene I'm talking about is fucking dedication to acting. I'm telling you, it's like blow my mind dedication to acting. And I'm like, damn, boy, damn. I was just like, damn, Vigo, you just, damn. I was quite impressed. Yeah, he did something quite unexpected that I was not. That was interesting. I would say check it out if you're interested in something that's just kind of goofy out there, but also kind of heartwarming and everything. Um, so that's it for part one. Part two is going to be something a little bit different. Um, so yeah, I look forward to getting back to you. Bye, guys.